All right, let's talk about hair loss, but probably not in the way you're used to thinking about it. See, there's this hidden timeline that honestly changes everything. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on it.
You know that feeling, right? That little jolt of panic when you see more hair than you'd like in the shower drain or on your brush? It's totally alarming, and that feeling is 100% valid. It's the exact moment that sends us scrambling for some kind of quick fix.
Okay, but here's where we need to kind of pump the brakes on that assumption. What if the hair you lost today has nothing to do with what's going on in your body right now? What if it's more like an echo?
Exactly. It's not a live broadcast of a problem. It's a delayed message. Your body is basically sending you a postcard from the past, telling you about something that happened weeks, maybe even months ago. And clearing up that misunderstanding is the whole point here.
And this is the number that really changes everything. 8 to 12 weeks. Yeah, that's the typical delay between whatever caused the problem, the trigger, and when you actually see the hair falling out. So think about that. The hair you're worried about today is a result of something that happened like 2 or 3 months ago.
So let's break down how this actually works. Picture this. At week 0, something happens. A trigger. This could be anything, really. A super stressful time at work, a big surgery, even a drastic diet change. Now, for the next 1 to 2 months, you don't notice a thing. But under the surface, a bunch of your hair has basically just quit. It stopped growing and entered a resting phase. And then, finally, all those weeks later, that's when those hairs get pushed out and you start seeing the shedding.
And look, this isn't your body malfunctioning or anything weird like that. It's just biology. This shedding phase, scientists call it the telogen phase, is a totally natural part of the hair growth cycle. The problem is, when a major stressor hits your system, it can kind of shock a whole bunch of hairs into that resting and shedding stage all at once. But the process itself, the cycle, still has to play out, and that's why we get this big delay. So let's just recap real quick. First, there's a trigger. Then a long resting phase you don't even know is happening. And finally, months later, you see the shedding. Getting that sequence in your head is absolutely the key to actually doing something about it.
Okay, so knowing this isn't just some fun trivia, right? It totally changes how you have to think about a solution. I mean, if you're reacting to the hair you lost today, you're already, 2 or 3 months late to the party. So what's the better way to approach this?
And this just nails it. Trying to find a quick fix for the hair falling out today is basically a waste of time. The real key isn't some magic pill. It's a strategy that's, like it says, calculated and consistent. It's a long game.
So really, it comes down to 2 mindsets, 2 paths you can go down. You've got reactive panic on one side. That's where you're obsessed with today's hair fall, you're bouncing from one product to the next, and all it gets you is frustrated. Or you can choose calculated consistency. That's where you get the timeline, you focus on whatever happened 2 or 3 months ago, and you actually stick with a plan. That's the path that leads to real results. Okay, so here's the absolute bottom line. Your goal isn't to stop the hair from falling out today. You literally can't. That ship has sailed, it was set in motion months ago. Your real goal, your most important job, is to get that underlying trigger under control so you don't start a new shedding cycle down the road. Now, I know that might sound a little depressing, like you're powerless. But it's actually the complete opposite. This is the empowering part. Because once you get this timeline, you can finally stop fighting against your body and start working with it. And the cool thing is, your body is already on your side trying to help.
And that's the promise of regrowth, right there. Your body wants to grow hair. It's always working on it. The second you get that trigger under control, new, healthy hair is already starting its journey. All that hair you're seeing fall out now, it's going to be replaced. You just have to be consistent, and over time, you'll see it get thicker, fuller, and you'll start to feel a lot more like yourself again.
So let's just end on this thought. Now that you know that what you're seeing today is really a message from 2 or 3 months ago, how is that going to change your approach? Instead of panicking about what's in the drain today, you can start building a smart, consistent plan for the future. What's your first step going to be?